Cedar Fair is about to announce one of the greatest lineups of new additions in the chain's history. Though the chain is supposed to merge with Six Flags, that won't affect any of the 2025 additions, as those have already been in the plans for long before the merger. Cedar Fair plans to open a bunch of new coasters and awesome rides in 2025, and some parks will be getting the most expensive addition they've gotten in over a decade. Cedar Fair is truly getting ready for one of the best years in roller coaster history, and they may even open more coasters this year than they've opened in any of the previous few years. Keep in mind, this is just my predictions, and it is possible that by the time you're watching this video, information has come out about some of the new 2025 additions that either match or don't match with my prediction. Let's start off with Dorney Park. This park is getting a massive new coaster for the 2024 season, so they probably won't get anything major. I could see a water park expansion or maybe a flat ride package coming to this park in 2025. I do think this park has a bit of a brighter future though, but that's something I'll touch on in a future video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that and all the other awesome content I have in the works. I have been trying to make the best quality videos I can, and your support really means the world to me. Subscribe below and I promise I'll do my best to keep making better quality content. King's Dominion is almost surely getting a new coaster for 2025. This park has been long overdue for a replacement to Volcano, and that time is finally coming up. The park temporarily reset their coaster clock with the addition of their 4D free spin in 2022, and though that was the solid addition, it's time for them to get another major coaster. Everything is pointing to King's Dominion opening a brand new launch B&M wing coaster for 2025, and it's sure to be a perfect fit at the park. When King's Dominion opened their most recent coaster, they went all out on the theming, and I think this time will be the same. While a wing coaster may not be the most thrilling, it will be a well-needed capacity machine and will be a great addition to King's Dominion. It can be well themed and will likely come along with a redo of the entire surrounding area. I don't think Michigan's Adventure will be getting anything major for 2025, kind of how they haven't really been getting anything for years. I do think a new coaster is in this park's near future, but I do not think 2025 will be that year. Cedar Point just opened Top Thrill 2 in 2024, so they may take an off year for the 2025 season. I could see a new major flat ride coming here and maybe some park improvements. I wouldn't expect anything crazy at Cedar Point in 2025 though. Valley Fair may finally get a new coaster in 2025. Cedar Fair has been going on a trend adding new coasters to some of their smaller parks over the last few years, with both Worlds of Fun and Dorney Park getting coasters for the first time in years. I do think Valley Fair will get a new coaster in 2025, and I feel it will be something from Vekoma. Opening the first major Vekoma suspended coaster in the US wouldn't be a bad idea from a marketing standpoint and would be a great fit at this park. I could see a multi-launch coaster work here too, or maybe even an RMC Raptor if Cedar Fair is still open to working with RMC. Valley Fair's new coaster is sure to be a welcome addition regardless of what it is, so hopefully Cedar Fair makes it a reality. Worlds of Fun I feel will get a flat ride package and maybe a water park expansion. Some decent new investment, but nothing crazy for 2025. They got a new coaster recently, and though I think they're gonna get another one sooner than expected, 2025 is still too early for that. Canada's Wonderland is getting one of the craziest investments they've ever gotten. They are expected to get a major thrill coaster that goes through the giant mountain at the front of the park. The park sent out some concept art with what looked like a B&M invert or wing coaster coming out of the mountain, but things may have changed since then. This new coaster going through the mountain truly looks insane, and Amusement Insiders has some of the most awesome construction updates on practically a daily basis. There's a ton of speculation on what Canada's Wonderland will be getting for 2025, but I feel like it's going to be a launched B&M invert. That would be the coaster that offers amazing capacity and will be a super unique first of its kind addition, as no other B&M invert features a launch. It would also be a bit more intense than the average B&M, differentiating this ride from the bunch of other B&Ms at this park. I could see this being a launch coaster from Vekoma or Mack Rides, especially since the park's previous bunch of additions have been from B&M. Cedar Fair seems to be spending a ton of money on this new coaster, and it may be one of the best and most well-themed new additions we've ever seen. Canada's Wonderland is truly getting ready to experience an amazing new ride, and whatever it ends up being, it'll surely be spectacular. California's Great America probably won't be getting anything new for 2025 or ever for that matter. There's no reason for the chain to invest in this park when they already sold the lane it sits on, and they plan to phase the park out over the next couple of years. It's possible they decide to strike a deal to keep this park long term, but I wouldn't expect that. Knott's Berry Farm desperately needs a new coaster. Their last coaster came in 2019, and they have had many issues with some of their coasters recently. Knott's Berry Farm is getting a kiddie coaster for 2024 and redoing Montezuma's Revenge for 2025, so I think the park will use that as an excuse to wait one more year before getting a major new addition. I think Knott's Berry Farm will spend the 2025 season opening a couple of small flat rides or one major flat ride. And S&S Scream and Swing is one of my personal favorite flat rides, and I love to see that here. Obviously, that's all on top of the Montezuma's Revenge revamp, which hopefully works out this time. Kings Island is in a really weird situation. The park is due for a new coaster, with the last one being in 2020, but I think they're going to have to wait just one more year. Kings Island will likely get a bunch of flat rides for the 2025 season, all while preparing for one of the largest coasters in the park's history coming in 2026. Kings Island is slowly being built into one of the greatest parks in the world, and Cedar Fair treats this park greatly. Still though, I think they'll have to wait just one more year before getting their next coaster, but I think the wait will be well worth it. There's one more park we haven't spoken about though, and that park will likely be getting one of the weirdest new coaster additions of the year. Carowinds is one of the parks that I think will open a new coaster this year. Now what do you think though? This park hasn't gotten a coaster since 2019, and Cedar Fair loves this park. The chain's headquarters are located right next to this park in North Carolina, and once the Six Flags merger is complete, the headquarters will remain there. The chain clearly believes in this park a lot, and both of their latest new coasters were $25 million plus additions. I think this park won't be getting a major coaster though. I think Cedar Fair will instead give this park a smaller coaster addition. There's a secret plan Cedar Fair has for Carowinds, and I did an entire video on this topic. Click here to find out the insane plan Carowinds has for the next coaster, and how they plan to wow us and build their best coaster yet very soon. Carowinds' 2025 new coaster might not be the greatest addition, but what they have planned for the future is truly insane.